Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today for this information session on our business planning course for specialty crop producers in New Hampshire. My name is Amanda Littleton. I manage the Cheshire County Conservation District, and we are one of 3 partners who are collaborating on this project. And I think we're going to get things kicked off here with some introductions from the partners to share about the organizations. And then we're going to jump in to all introductions from the group, from everybody who's participating. And before we go over the program and open it up for Q&A. Just letting a few more people in. So it might just take another second here as people are joining us. So first, to get things started, I just wanted to thank our funder, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, through their Specialty Crop Block Grant Program, which is run through the New Hampshire Department of Agriculture, Markets, and Food in New Hampshire at the state level. They have provided us the bulk of the funding for this course and to make it for free for producers to participate. So I'll kick things off by just sharing that the Conservation District is an organization that is committed to the stewardship of natural resources, as well as the viability of farm and forest businesses in the region. And our Conservation District is one of 10 in New Hampshire. Each county has one. And one of the reasons we're really excited to partner with the Hannah Grimes Center and NCAT, the National Center for Appropriate Technology, is because we've seen a lot of proposals from farms through our Farm Fund program that and we heard from those farmers doing those proposals that, they just didn't have business plans. They just didn't have that background as much. So we saw that there was a real need in the community to dig in here and provide those resources. So we're really excited to be partnering with Hannah Grimes Center on this. So I'm gonna hand it over to Sarah Powell to share more.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Sarah Powell. I'm the programs director over here at the Hannah Grimes Center for Entrepreneurship. We're located on Roxbury Street in Keene, New Hampshire. And we do a variety of different programs to support small businesses in the region. And one of those things is we run a 7-week business planning course twice a year for all businesses. And we've had many farms actually go through that program as it stands now. And we're really excited to be partnering with Amanda in the Conservation District and Andy Pressman, who's having a Zoom issue. So he'll join us in a minute here from NCAT to really tailor our core programming to the farmer audience. And we're just thrilled. I have a farming background, so I'm excited to kind of hear from all of you about what you're working on and if this would be a great match for you and your farm's business. So I think that's what I was planning on saying. So again, just really thrilled to hear from you all soon and understand kind of what some of your needs are, and hopefully this program will be a good fit.
Awesome, thanks, Sarah. So for introductions, as you can see here on the screen, we're hoping we could just go around and share your name, your farm, where you're from, what town and county that you're in, and why you're interested about this opportunity and how you heard about it. So I'm just gonna sort of call people out as we go down the list. That way folks can jump in. So Doug, would you like to get us kicked off?
I had to unmute myself there. Yeah, so Aaron Obbitz and I'm Doug Clayton in Jaffrey. I heard about this, I think, through you, Amanda. So we have this 10-acre site that historically was a farm, and I was gifted it, and I'm trying to honor the wishes of the original my clients that gave it to me, and we've been inspired to do native plants and pollinator plants and be a local resource in the area supply those materials, and also with my partner here, Aaron Hobbits, he is with his landscaping business to be using plants and supplying them to other landscapers.
Awesome. Thanks, Doug. Appreciate you getting us kicked off here. How about Drake?
All right, so I'm kind of flying a little bit blind here, but I recently moved to New Hampshire, and my wife is head of school at Hampshire Country School in Rindge. It's an 1,800-acre property. Most of it's in a conservation easement, but we've got around 300 acres that are available, and probably 100 to 150 are cleared. We currently have a livestock operation and a farmer that manages that, and I don't know the numbers on it, but it's self-sustaining and part of the programming at the school. We're curious and interested in expanding out into crops and bees, blueberries, and so it's something that we've kind of been bouncing around but haven't gotten organized on. And this popped up like in a Facebook ad, and I was like, well, this might be something that would help connect into the community a little bit, and B, give some direction and focus if it was a fit.
That's great. Thank you, Drake. Next up, I have Sarah.
Hey, my name is Sarah Barkhouse, and my farm is Vera Flora Farm, and we are located in Gilsum, New Hampshire, which is in Cheshire County. And we grow cut flowers, specialty cut flowers, and that's our crop. And let's see, this was my 10th season in business, and I'm interested in learning about this class a bit more. I took the startup lab class that Sarah was referring to through Hannah Grimes last fall, and I found that class incredibly useful. A lot of goals came out of that, which I put almost all of them into action in the last year. And 8 of these last 10 years, I was working a full-time job elsewhere as well as doing the farm, and left that. And so these last couple of years have been sort of an opportunity for more growth, which has been really exciting. But when I read about, peer support, technical support, working on efficiency, these are all words that really hit home for me and what I think I need in the next, period of this business. So that's why I'm interested.
Thanks, Sarah. Christine. Christine, if you're speaking, you are on mute. All right, maybe we'll circle back. How about Laura?
Hi, my name is Laura Chickering. My husband and I have a small hobby farm in Surrey, and we've been talking about starting like an orchard and a greenhouse, and I saw this opportunity, so I wanted to learn more about it.
Great. Well, thank you, Laura, for being here. Hopefully this will help illuminate the program a little bit more. Karen.
Hi, I'm Karen O'Brien. I have the Green Woman's Garden in Richmond, New Hampshire, in Cheshire County. I heard about this through the New Hampshire Farm Bureau, of which I'm a member. And I've had the business for a number of years in Massachusetts, and moved 3 years ago to New Hampshire. And I'm finding it a little bit more difficult to market and do a lot of things like that up here. I don't have my base of people. So I hope that this would maybe give me an impetus to put more into the business.
Great, thanks, Karen. We've got someone here on the phone. I'm not sure if you could unmute on the phone and share. All right, well, we can always loop back to, I know Christine's having some trouble getting in and out here connected to audio. So I think what we're gonna do is just, we're gonna just jump right in. I'm gonna turn it, oh, actually, before I turn it over to Sarah to talk a little bit more about the curriculum, I do wanna just kind of do a quick, what is specialty crops? Block grant on this next slide here, because it's one of those things where for folks who aren't used to that term, it's kind of a strange one. So specialty crops as defined by the USDA are all fruits and vegetables, tree nuts, dried fruit, horticulture crops, nursery floriculture, as long as they're prepared, cultivated, for people, for food, medicine, and any aesthetic purposes. So it is quite a few different things. Maple is a popular specialty crop here in New Hampshire, as well as veggies and such that isn't named explicitly on here, but honey is also counts in there. So does anyone have any questions about that definition and how that fits in with your farm? All right, hearing none, I'm going to turn it over to Sarah.
Hi again. So the arc of the class is that it's a 7 consecutive week program. So Sarah, most of this is going to be very similar, but there will be some fundamental changes, which I was hoping Andy would be here to speak to, because he's going to bring in his expertise, but I'll do my best. And in those weeks, it'll be a cohort model of other farmers like yourself, which we find in all businesses that we work with to be really extremely valuable, to have that time, like even if you're in a different stage of your business or have a completely different type of business, that network is really important. And it is something that will serve you well as you work in this class and beyond. The main goals of our course is to help you understand how all the elements of your farm business work together, how they influence one another. And we want you to be more competitive with your business, to be more successful, whatever that means to you. You'll receive technical assistance in the way of business assistance. And then Andy Pressman, who's the regional director of NCAT, has, he's a farmer himself and will be available for the class and for our office hours to be a really great support for all of you. The peer support really comes from that cohort model, being present at all classes, being willing to kind of engage in the sharing and the work of the class. We'll help you create a business plan. So each class, each individual session really builds out the core elements of something we call a business case document, which is a business type of business plan. We start with mission, vision, values, and then move into kind of how the different pieces overlap, your revenue models. We look at financials, and this will be a major change to our normal curriculum. Farms are businesses too, but there are some elements of the business financials to farms that can be a little different. So we're going to bring in some expertise to kind of talk you through that, including filling out a Schedule C or Schedule F, which is sort of the tax component of a farm business. You are going to receive $2,000 to help you with your plan. This is, part of the grant that Amanda worked to get, and we're really excited to have this be part of this offering, to really not only build out some real good frameworks and base for you, but then have some financial assistance to really carry some projects forward. And it's here in person in Keene at the Hannah Graham Center. We have an awesome space upstairs. And we will meet in the evenings on Wednesdays this winter. So yeah, I want to hit the next slide. I might have already talked about some of this. Yep, I was ahead of myself a little bit. But yeah, again, just really taking you through the big buckets that we've identified. And we've been running this course in its base for many years and had lots of folks really come through, like Sarah mentioned, with some goals and a real foundation for understanding, opportunity in their business. One of the elements that I think can make folks nervous is the business pitch, but we really find even at any kind of business, it's a real gift and opportunity to be able to really hone and shape how you talk about what it is that you do and why you do it, so that folks in the community and potential customers and potential funders can really understand what it is that you're doing, and you can really understand the why of what you do and how you get the work done. And it's a pretty transformative element of the class, and we'll support you all the way through to develop that pitch. And you can see here, setting goals, project management, thinking about marketing, kind of what that means for you and your farm business, and more. So there are more slides, and it looks like Andy's joined us now. So I think it might be nice if Andy is able to connect to audio to just hop in now and do a little introduction to himself and NCAT and kind of his farm experience that he'll be weaving through our Hannah Grimes core program here. I don't know if he can hear us. Andy, hello? Look, yeah, there's his phone, maybe. Well, do you want to just jump in with the application criteria, and then if Andy gets connected, he can jump in?
Yeah, hi everyone. I haven't introduced myself, and my dog's making a lot of noise, so I apologize. My name's Bené Hershon, and I'm Cheshire County's Outreach Coordinator. So we'll just briefly go over some of the application criteria for the program. We've done a lot of work to ensure that this is a fair selection process, as it is selective. So, being that this is coming from Cheshire County producers, I'm so sorry, Cheshire County producers will be receiving priority. Apologies for my dog. And you must be a specialty crop producer in New Hampshire or planning to be to participate in the program. We are going to be looking for, your needs and your goals to be a good match with the program. So when you do fill out the application, it'll be really helpful to give it some thought of, why are you interested in this program, and to really review, some of the information that we went over today with the course topics. And we can make sure to send you the slides so that you can have a copy if that would be helpful to you in the application process. And we're also interested to hear what your initial plans are to use the $2,000 stipend that you'll receive at the end of the course to implement your plan. So I would also, make sure that, you have some detailed plans in mind. It doesn't have to be like incredibly detailed, but enough so that we can understand, what your goals are with that. And just an interest in improving the profitability and efficiency of your business. Yeah, and I mean, I don't want to get too repetitive in what I'm saying, but just really, I think you don't have to spend hours on your application, but just to make sure that you have the willingness to participate and you have a strong interest. And I think coming to this informational session is a great first step in demonstrating that. We also will, we're encouraging historically underserved, beginning, socially disadvantaged, and veteran farmers to apply. So if you fall into one of those categories or have any questions about, if you fall into those categories, you can find links to each definition within the application process. And I think we're going to open it up to questions in a few minutes, but if anyone has any questions right now that are coming into your mind about the application process, you can feel free to unmute yourself and let us know. Okay, well, I think we'll circle back to questions. As part of the application, there's also a brief intake form through Hannah Grimes that you'll fill out. when you find out if you've been selected for the course. So just a willingness to fill that out, and you can find the link to the form within our Google Doc application. And also just a willingness to comply with COVID-19 safety protocols. Everything could change in a few months, and these protocols are constantly changing. So just a general willingness to wear a mask as we're meeting in person, and to comply with social distancing. And I think we'll just jump into some of the days. I'm not sure if Sarah or Amanda wanted to take that over.
Yeah, I can jump in. So applications are due, as you can see here, on the 30th. And like I mentioned, it's 7 consecutive weeks starting January 12th. And we're running the class from 4 to 7. So those are 3-hour course sessions, which seems like a long time, but they fly by really fast. Sarah could probably attest to that, having gone through our sort of regular core programming. It is definitely a mix of content and conversation. We really try to leave enough room for questions and connection amongst the folks that are in the class. And we try not to say, it's like drinking from a fire hose, but it is fast paced. We definitely move through things to give some foundational pieces, and you will work on homework on the other end. And then we are holding some office hours each week. So if you want to check in, practice your pitch, or look through your business case, have specific questions for any of one of us, will be available to you throughout the class. So that's also additional sort of staff time that you have access to us. And then I'm always available. If we want to have a set up a one-on-one meeting, we can do that too. It's part of what I love to do and part of my job. So so I'm happy to answer any questions, and I'm hoping that Andy can hear us, but I'm not sure. He seems to be here, but not here. So we'll just, we'll do our best. Anyone have any questions or any thoughts? Has anyone here already sent in an application? Any hands? No applications. Drake shaking his head no. Okay. Great. Yeah, hi Sarah.
I have a couple questions. And a few of these I might just ask you via email later, because my main concern is just how similar this might be to Startup Lab. But the format of our business plan that we'll be completing, is that the same format as Startup Lab?
It's very similar. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. And then are there limited seats in this course?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I have a list. Sorry.
That's okay. I love it.
The grant money idea, or the $2,000, you need to have that as part of your application, what your idea would be for that money, correct?
We're just looking for your ideas. You don't have to have it nailed down. We want to understand sort of what your initial plans are, knowing that as you go through this course, part of the benefit is this like hard work and thinking that's going to be happening, and it may shift and more where you find it's best utilized. So that's not set in stone, we promise.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was wondering about, because you do so much work in a class like this that by the end your priorities and goals might shift. And then Sarah, is the syllabus already created? Is that something that we're able to look at?
It's not nailed down yet.
Okay.
It's the same order that we usually do, but with some fundamental changes to some of the core pieces, just to make it more applicable to farmers. And that's what Andy and I have been working on together. So I think Andy might actually be here now. I feel like his box just changed. Andy? Oh, yay. Hello.
Hey, everybody.
Awesome.
Hopefully you can hear me.
Heck yeah. Andy, would you mind introducing yourself? You're a little bit mysterious at this point. Who you are, kind of talk a little bit about NCAT, and then also how we've been working to make sure that our core business lab class is going to be tailored to this audience of farmers. Just brief, like broad overview kind of stuff.
Sure. Well, thanks everyone for joining today and for your interest in applying to be a part of this really great course that we're putting together. So I work with a national nonprofit called the National Center for Appropriate Technology, NCAT for short. I'm sorry, it's a mouthful and lots of acronyms in this world. And we work on projects primarily to help provide technical assistance on sustainable energy and agriculture. And a lot of the work we do is to provide technical assistance to farmers and ranchers nationwide to help them manage more towards their goals. And that's a lot of our work is through a Farm Bill authorized program called ATRA, which provides free technical assistance to farmers and ranchers through one-on-one technical assistance, as well as through publications, videos, podcasts, workshops, trainings, sort of the whole array of deliverables. And so we operate in every state, and we do have a Northeast regional office, which is actually located right next to Hannah Grimes in Keene. I actually live in Jaffrey and have a small farm as well. But a lot of the work I do with farmers is to help them develop a whole farm plan and sort of establishing the quality of life that they want to manage towards. So sort of going through that process, which is really a big piece of this course as related to developing a business plan and sort of navigating through the goals you want to establish and how you're going to manage towards them for your specialty crop farms. So I've been working with Amanda, Benet, and Sarah to sort of work with existing curriculums through Hannah Grimes, as well as ones that we've all worked with to sort of tailor it to specialty crop producers located in Cheshire County and throughout the region. So yeah, we hope you will apply, and really excited about this course. And I think one of the main objectives is to create sort of peer-to-peer learning opportunities. So it's not just a lot of information being thrown at you from a fire hose, but really learning from each other and creating opportunities to work together and realize how we can utilize this experience to help manage towards our goals. How's that, Sarah?
Very good. Thanks, Andy. Any questions from the folks joining us today? Anything that you'd like to know more? Hi, oh, I see Douglas.
Yeah, and Aaron. So
waving
our
from
question
the greenhouse.
that Andy provided. The
Wonderful.
pieces came from him. So we want to come to this together. Can two of us attend as a farm?
Yeah, we talked about that, and I see Andy. Yeah, that's definitely. We kind of expect that to be the case for some.
If we're going to be partners in this business and working out our business plan together, it would be most beneficial to us to be able to do that together. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So cool.
Yeah, I think we've talked about the importance of having all decision makers there. That is, whether it's a spouse or business partner, is highly encouraged, so that everyone does have a say in these ventures.
And when you fill out the application, you'll see a question if you're planning to bring a farm partner with you to the course.
Okay, good.
Any other thoughts or questions from anyone? Drake waving his hand, I think.
Drake, you're on mute.
There we go. I was clicking it, but it wouldn't happen. So I think a question I have on the application is where I'm coming into. There's kind of like a very long-term, very diverse and wide goal. But as I'm listening to this and thinking about it, if I was doing a business plan and applying, I think I might focus in on one thing, like focus in on building up an apiary and honey, and focused on honey. If I was applying, the question is, should I focus in on a narrow part in a short-term goal for what we're doing, or should I really work on the big picture longer term? And a little bit more background on it. So the primary mission of our is we are a school, but we're looking to not just integrate our farm into the school, but also get it out into community and have it be part of, so like if we set up a market stand, have our students help, have it be part of a growth thing. So it's kind of a little bit of a mix, but it goes in all kinds of directions. And I guess, again, going back to the question will be, should I focus in on something small and narrow that would be accomplishable with $2,000, or is that going to?
Andy, do you have thoughts on that, or Amanda? Either one. I feel like I'm not quite sure, but I'll keep thinking about it.
Yeah, I have a couple thoughts, and that's a great question, Drake. I think it's sort of an answer to that you should be doing a little bit of both. I think you've got to have that big target as to what you're managing towards. And whether that's a private farm where you're trying to figure out the quality of life you want and knowing what your family budget is, that you have to sort of achieve through your farm or off-farm job as well. But in your situation as a school, you're still trying to set goals that you're trying to manage towards. And I think so you want to keep that big picture in mind, and that's really going to go into sort of the mission and vision of a business plan. But at the same time, knowing that we're only together for a short amount of time, there's a lot of moving pieces and different enterprises that as we sort of get into record keeping and setting up systems, that it may be better to focus on one enterprise. And depending on how you want to utilize $2,000, if accepted, you can tailor it that way. But you can also, I think, in your application, I think we'd be okay if you sort of paint the broad picture and say, here's opportunities to use this money, not specifically just in the apiary. But again, as you're, we want to see, what are you trying to manage towards, and how can this class benefit you, and also this funding.
Okay.
Amanda, any thoughts as well, or?
I think that's a good summary, Andy.
Sarah, did I see? Yeah.
I have another question about the stipend. Does it have to be used towards something that you purchase, or can it be put towards like, hiring an intern or something like that?
There aren't strong sideboards on these dollars. But that being said, as you go through the process of the class, you're going to be sort of narrowing down where it makes the most sense to invest it to move forward to your goals.
Right.
And the way we envisioned that being was at the end of the course, once the course is complete, then you would write up, or even it might even be verbal. We're not sure if it'll be something that's written, or and you submit it to Andy and Sarah as sort of part of the course, the group here, and we'd say like, yeah, that seems like a great fit based on your goals.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So you are the one in charge of how it's done. We just want to make sure it's like it's aligned with what you've learned throughout the course. So it doesn't have to be on stuff. It could be on, hiring a consultant for help for marketing.
I was thinking like really a bookkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was. Sorry to interrupt, Amanda, but I was thinking like, kind of think big picture, because all businesses have there's a million things that you could spend $2,000 on, right? Especially farm businesses. But if we're thinking about the sustainability of setting yourself up or making changes to your systems, in the farm business realm, thinking through like, should I really be working with a bookkeeper to get my books set up appropriately for the type of business model that I have, a consultant to support you with marketing or any other kind of business aspects that might come through. And in addition to, you might need, practical hands-on things for the farm, but the hope is that you will kind of take what you're learning throughout the class, the business pieces, and really think about leveraging that $2,000 to get you kind of on a new path or a bigger path or a different path or a stronger path to really build a resilient farm business.
Okay.
I would just add on to that. I think that overall the idea isn't just to have it pay for your daily expenses of the normal daily expenses, like you need to buy seed this year, let's use the 2 grand for the seeds, like, because that's something you'd be doing every year. It's that investment point. It's like, how do we leverage these dollars into something bigger for the farm?
Right. In prior programs, which were more like formal, the process for the money, because they were grants that I've had experience with, you needed to be able to show like a receipt for the use of the money. It's not something that you could just put in your bank account and then issue out, like, a little at a time. So yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this is going to be a little more informal because we're really considering it a stipend for your participation. And so we just want to see the plans to be utilized in a positive manner.
Okay, thank you.
I would just add on that too for the internship. If you put down in your application, that's how you would utilize the funding. I think we would come back with several questions for you. At least I would, because there are new regulations around internships from the IRS. And I think a better value or something we'd want to make sure is that if you're using this money for an internship, that maybe that money goes to creating an educational curriculum, which is now required within internships. Or, I think, again, I think there'd be some questions as opposed to just saying, hey, we're just going to pay for an intern. We'd want to make sure that it really lines up not only with your goals, but it meets the needs of what the IRS is now saying is required for an internship, which, whether you agree or disagree, there are certain components now, such as if you go to a farmer's market with the host farm, that's actually considered illegal now and has to be a paid position, paid hourly from the farm, because there's a transfer of money that benefits the farm, and that's really not considered education. However, to me, I think there's a major educational component of taking interns to market and learning about the sales and the transaction, but it's just the rules we have to follow.
Okay, thank you for that insight.
Any other questions from anyone else we haven't heard from yet? You're also feel free to follow up with any of us with questions via email, or if you want to hop on a phone call. There's still time between now and when the applications are due. So if you just need more information, we can make that happen.
Not hearing any questions at the moment. I would just like to.
Oh, Drake, you have a question?
Okay.
How many people are going to be in the class?
Yeah, so right now we have it capped at 6. I think we'll have to see based on how many folks apply and who might be bringing partners. That would probably determine if we could take anybody out anymore, because we really like having enough space in the class so that we can have those cohort kind of conversations. So yeah, so we like to keep it on the smaller side, because that 3 hours goes by really fast. So.
All right.
I'll just add to that. We realize that that's a really small number, 6 farms to participate, but we are going to be offering this next winter as well. So our goal for this program is to have a course this winter in 2022 and also in 2023. So at least 12 farms participating overall, just so you know. There will be a second opportunity too, with the stipend as well.
Yeah, same format, just next winter.
And I would also encourage folks, if I would love to hear from you if the timing for this course is not good, but you would have wanted to participate if it was at a different time of year. That is always something we would welcome for feedback for future courses. And if there aren't any other questions, I just wanted to open up the floor to ask, is there any hesitations that you have about participating in this that we could use to learn from to help shape the course? Christine?
I think the thing that is challenging for me is the time frame.
Could you elaborate on that? Is the day or of the week or the time of year?
The 4 to 7. It would be easy to participate in that if it were virtual, but it would not be easy for me to maneuver between my day job, which overlaps with that time frame, and get there on time and participate fully.
Thank you. We appreciate that feedback, and would also just welcome you if you give it some thought and you want to email us when you think would be a better time for future courses. We'd love to hear that. Any other thoughts to share with us of how we could improve this opportunity? It's a learning experience for us too, so we'd love to hear your feedback. Any other questions about the course?
No. All right. Nice to meet you all. Hope we see some applications. And again, if you have any follow-up questions, don't hesitate to reach out. We'd be happy to help you navigate whether this is the right opportunity for you right now or not.
And we'll make sure to send out the slides and contact information so that you can all easily be in touch. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
I'll say thanks, and kind of in answering your question on the challenges of it, you know, on the surface and the draw in to join in the call and applying it's pretty neat sell that you all have on it. You know, to just be kind of stumbling along and kind of have this stuff floating around in my mind, and then to see that there's an opportunity for a class that doesn't cost a fortune or anything at all, and then something to help push it. I mean, that's a nice draw in, no doubt.
Yeah, you will leave with a foundation. You know, it's everybody leaves with something a little different based on where you're at right now and what you're working on and what your goals are, but you'll have tools and all that classwork to really set you up for success. Not only that, but all the connections to other folks in the group. I mean, it really is, like Andy said, it's so valuable. So yeah, I hope you apply. Be great to have you.
I think we were ending.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Thank
you.